We are in Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. Quite difficult name to say actually. In Norwegian it would be much easier to say straightforward Kuala Lumpur. Before we get into how it is to live or be in Kuala Lumpur, we will first show you then a big tourist place, and if you Google Kuala Lumpur you will see that place, and that's the only thing I thought I have to see, and that is the colored steps up to that cave. And the cave was not really into my interest either, it was those stairs because it's so visually stunning and cool. It's hot and I'm not daring to look down the other way because I'm afraid of heights. I'll do it eventually. I can see it in the camera now that it's not good for me. I'm really holding on to this, and I'm getting scared of how to get down again. Maybe I'll just do it on my bottom.
You will just slide down. Just slide down in the middle.
Yeah. Maybe a monkey can hold me in the hands. Well, it's good exercise. Of course, the sun has arrived when we start to walk. Soon up on the top. I'm not too worried right now, but I will be when I'm starting to go down, I think, because then I will see the heights. I'm optimistic. I will just take step by step, like New Kids on the Block. This guy is trying to trick me that he's just eating some leaves, but he is having a plan of taking my camera, my phone. It will not happen.
great experience to walk up those stairs. It's, I think, 370 stairs up to the caves, and then you have some Hinduism temple inside. It's nice. You're also meeting some monkeys on the way, so it's a exotic experience as well for us Europeans.
Yeah, and I'm afraid of heights, so I had both that I have to at least hold on with one hand, and then they say hold on to your phone, and I wanted to film, and I had to film with two hands to be sure that the monkeys were not taking the camera, and then I had to hold on to my pocket if the camera was in the pocket, and I was, I'm lucky that I had a wife that could take care of my kid, because I barely made it myself, you know, I just had to concentrate all the time on my steps, and
yeah, that's true.
So it's cool. It's like going on a mountaintop, and it's so cool to make it up there. And then it's just to get as fast as possible down afterwards for me. But then you've done it,
yes,
and you have some pictures and been there, done that. If you have 50 photos from the world, that is amazing. I'm sure those stairs is one of that. Then you've been there.
Yeah, I agree. There was one downside of that trip, because we've been misguided a little bit to another smaller caves that we had to also pay admission to come in. Yeah. And that looked really like a Tivoli, a lot of Christmas lights and some colorful LEDs, and it just took all the charm, because it could look nicer with just regular light there with some stages and probably also kind of a temple things there.
Yeah, I will say also a tip for you if you're going to Kuala Lumpur is to research, and yes, many people say you need to research more, guys, come on. But again, it was not only us that were disappointed in the first cave, because we got out of the grab and he says there are the cave, and we went there, and then someone shouts, it's this entrance.
Everyone's guiding.
And everybody
this way.
walked in there,
Yeah.
paid that fee, and then you think, we're going to that, and I thought, where are those stairs? Is that through the tunnel? You know, I don't know. And it was very warm, so and monkeys everywhere, you just want to get to the right place, and then finally you've done it, and then you are in that kind of a Tivoli, and that destroys a part of my experience, because it would be better to come to the fantastic place first, because then you have that disappointment first, and that's not a good thing.
Yeah, but in overall, great trip. We really recommend it to anyone who is in Kuala Lumpur. That's just must do.
The prices in Kuala Lumpur is a bit cheaper than Thailand, and at least the food in some okay restaurants. We talked about that in another video of the food in Thailand, and we went to some of the cheaper ones, and there you can find a okay traditional meal for around $2, and in Thailand we found it in like $4, so it's half a price for that kind of a dish, and you have the street food and you have the nicer restaurants also, so it's a bit cheaper than Bouquet at least. And the food, I will say maybe I'm just a bit tired of it now, because we were 3 weeks in Thailand, and now we have the street food and the crispy chicken and some different rice and noodles. For me it feels a bit the same, and I'm a bit tired of it, to be honest.
Yeah, for me it's difficult also to choose what to try, because Thailand I knew more or less what the things are, and here quite often you don't have any description for the food. So you have some Malaysian name of the dish, and you have no idea what is included in that dish. You can look at the picture sometimes. But yeah, as Tommy said, we are a little bit tired of rice and noodles.
And also too, I found out that it's a lot of Chinese people here and a lot of Indians. And then I Googled that Malaysia and Kuala Lumpur has a lot of mix of different kinds of cultures. So you think you are talking to a Malaysian or are eating Malaysian, and then maybe it's actually Chinese, and so you also have a lot of different traditions mixed together, and so it's quite hard to know what you're actually eating and how spicy, what is that, and I think you easier get too spicy in Malaysia. In Thailand they are used to tourists more than in Kuala Lumpur, I'm sure. So in Phuket, they know exactly what kind of type I am. So if I say a little bit spicy, they know what kind of spicy I mean.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure Malaysia knows that as much as the Thai people.
I don't think so. I ate not spicy dish today, and it was spicy.
For those of you that have seen some of our videos, you know that at least me, I have a lot of opinions. I'm very curious about this thing. You have an extremely big city, and then you have the traffic lights to show if you can walk across the street when the traffic stops. And then usually you get a green light. Here you have the system, but I have only seen it one time that it's shifting to green. It's always red. So we have now, after a few days, we are like, oh, we are experienced now because most people stand there waiting for a longer time than us. We are not waiting for the green anymore. We just walk out when we see, because we've been to Thailand, you know. So this is peanuts compared to Phuket.
That's true.
Oh, there's some cars, and then we cross 3 times
Lines
2
each way,
kind of a highway with a kid. Because what else to do, you know?
Yeah.
So we are doing it, but it's very strange that you have the system, but it's not working anywhere.
Yeah.
Except one street.
Yeah, that's true.
How